Hello, my beautiful friend. I want you to know that right now, in this very moment, you are exactly where you need to be. If you found your way to these words, to this message about becoming a millionaire, it's because your soul is ready for something magnificent. Your heart is calling for a different experience with money, and I'm here to walk alongside you on this journey of transformation. Take a deep breath with me. Let your shoulders drop and allow yourself to settle into this space we're creating together. This is your time. This is your moment to begin again, to start fresh with your relationship to wealth and abundance. Whatever has happened in your past with money, whatever struggles you've faced, whatever fears you're carrying right now, none of that defines what's possible for you moving forward. I know that for many of you listening, the idea of being a millionaire might feel like a distant dream, something that happens to other people but not to you. Perhaps you've been telling yourself stories about not being good enough, smart enough, or worthy enough for that level of abundance. Maybe you've looked at your current bank account and felt discouraged, wondering how you could possibly bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. These feelings are so natural, and I want you to know that there's nothing wrong with you for having them. We've all been taught certain things about money, about who gets to have it and who doesn't. We've absorbed messages from our families, our communities, and our culture that may not be serving our highest good. But here's what I want you to understand with every fiber of your being. Your past does not determine your future. Your current circumstances are simply stepping stones to something greater. You are a divine being, created with infinite potential and unlimited capacity for good. The same force that creates stars and moves oceans flows through you right now. That force doesn't know lack or limitation. It only knows expansion, growth, and abundance. When you align yourself with this truth, when you begin to see yourself as the universe sees you, everything changes. I've spent my life watching people transform their reality by changing their thoughts and beliefs. I've seen individuals go from struggle to success, from fear to freedom, from lack to abundance. The common thread in every single transformation was a willingness to believe in something greater than their current circumstances. It was a decision to plant new seeds of thought in the garden of their mind. Tonight, as you listen to these words, you're planting those seeds. You're making a declaration that things are going to be different. You're opening your heart to receive the abundance that is your birthright. This isn't about being greedy or materialistic. This is about recognizing that you deserve to live a life of ease, comfort, and generosity. When you have financial freedom, you can be a greater force for good in the world. So as we begin this journey together, I want you to release any guilt or shame you might be carrying about wanting more money. There's nothing spiritual about struggling financially. There's nothing noble about just getting by. The universe wants you to prosper. Life wants to express itself through you in the most beautiful and abundant ways. Let's start by understanding where your current beliefs about money came from. Every single one of us learned about money before we could even speak. We absorbed the energy around money in our households. We picked up on the conversations our parents had, the stress they felt, the arguments they might have had. These early experiences created what I call your money story, the collection of beliefs and feelings that unconsciously guide your financial life. Your money story began forming in your earliest years. If you grew up in a home where money was tight, you might have learned that money is scarce and hard to come by. If your parents argued about money, you might have learned that money causes conflict and stress. If you heard phrases like, "money doesn't grow on trees," or "we can't afford that," these became the building blocks of your financial consciousness. Perhaps you learned that wealthy people are greedy or that having money makes you selfish. Maybe you absorbed the belief that you have to work extremely hard for every dollar, or that money comes and goes quickly, so you can't trust it to stay. Some of you might have learned that there's virtue in struggle, that suffering somehow makes you a better person. These beliefs live in your subconscious mind, running like background programs on a computer. They influence every financial decision you make, every opportunity you see or don't see, every action you take or don't take. They create your comfort zone with money, the amount you unconsciously believe you deserve to have and keep. What's beautiful about understanding this is realizing that these beliefs aren't really yours. They were handed down to you, often by people who loved you but had their own limitations and fears. Your parents did the best they could with what they knew, but their money story doesn't have to be your money story. You have the power to write a new story, starting right now. Think about the messages you received about wealthy people. Were they portrayed as happy and generous or as cold and disconnected? Think about what you learned about work and money. Did you learn that money flows easily, or that you have to struggle and sacrifice for every penny? These early impressions created the foundation of your current financial reality. Your relationship with money is also deeply connected to your relationship with yourself. If you don't believe you're worthy of love, you probably don't believe you're worthy of wealth. If you don't trust yourself, you probably don't trust your ability to manage money well. If you're constantly criticizing yourself, you're probably sabotaging your financial success without even realizing it. The connection between self-worth and net worth is so powerful. When you truly love and value yourself, you naturally make choices that support your financial well-being. You negotiate better salaries, you invest in your growth, you save for your future, and you spend money in ways that honor your worth. But when you don't feel worthy, you unconsciously push money away or create situations where it doesn't stay. This is why working on your money story is really about working on your whole life story. It's about healing old wounds, releasing inherited limitations, and stepping into the truth of who you really are. You are a magnificent being, worthy of all good things. You came into this world to experience joy, abundance, and freedom. Money is simply one of the ways life expresses its love for you. As you begin to understand your money story, be gentle with yourself. Don't judge the beliefs you've been carrying. They served a purpose and protected you in some way. Thank them for their service, and then consciously choose new beliefs that support the life you want to create. This is healing work, and healing always happens with love, never with force. Now, let's explore something that might surprise you: the way your body responds to thoughts about money. Your physical body is incredibly wise, and it's constantly giving you information about your beliefs and emotions. When you think about your finances, what happens in your body? Do you feel tension in your shoulders? Does your stomach tighten? Do you notice your breathing becoming shallow? These physical responses aren't just random. They're your body's way of showing you how your thoughts about money affect your entire being. When you're stressed about finances, your body goes into survival mode. Your nervous system activates the same response it would if you were facing a physical threat. Your heart rate increases, stress hormones flood your system, and your body prepares to fight, flee, or freeze. This stress response made sense when humans faced immediate physical dangers, but it's not helpful when dealing with modern financial challenges. When you're constantly worried about money, your body stays in this heightened state of alert. This chronic stress affects your sleep, your digestion, your immune system, and your ability to think clearly. It's hard to make good financial decisions when your body is flooded with stress chemicals. What's even more fascinating is how this physical stress actually pushes money away from you. When you're in survival mode, you make decisions from fear rather than wisdom. You might avoid taking calculated risks that could improve your situation. You might miss opportunities because you're too anxious to see them clearly. You might make impulsive financial choices because stress impairs your judgment. Your body also holds emotional memories about money. That knot in your stomach when you pay bills might be connected to watching your parents worry about money. The tension in your jaw when you think about asking for a raise might be related to old messages about not being greedy or pushy. These physical patterns keep you stuck in old money stories. But here's the beautiful thing. Just as your body responds to fearful thoughts about money, it also responds to loving, abundant thoughts. When you truly believe that you're worthy of wealth, when you feel grateful for what you already have, when you think about money as a positive force in your life, your body relaxes, your breathing deepens, your muscles release tension, and you feel more open and receptive. This relaxed, open state is exactly the energy that attracts abundance. When you feel good about money, you make better financial decisions. You notice opportunities you might have missed when you were stressed. You present yourself more confidently in salary negotiations. You invest in yourself and your growth because you believe you're worth it. Money, at its core, is energy. It's a way for energy to flow between people, exchanging value and creating connection. When you think of money as energy rather than as something solid and limited, you begin to understand that it wants to flow. Energy naturally moves toward places where it's welcomed, appreciated, and put to good use. Your body is an energy system, and the energy you broadcast through your thoughts and feelings attracts similar energy back to you. When you're grateful, relaxed, and confident about money, you become a magnet for financial opportunities. When you're fearful, tense, and worried about money, you actually repel the very thing you want. This doesn't mean you should ignore practical financial concerns or pretend everything is fine when it's not. It means learning to address your financial situation from a place of calm confidence rather than anxious fear. It means taking care of your physical and emotional well-being as part of your wealth-building strategy. Start paying attention to how different thoughts about money affect your body. Notice what happens when you check your bank balance, when you pay bills, when you think about your financial goals. This awareness is the first step in changing these patterns. You can learn to breathe deeply when financial anxiety arises. You can practice relaxing your muscles when money stress appears. You can train your body to associate thoughts of wealth with feelings of ease and joy. Your body wants to support your abundance. It wants to feel relaxed, healthy, and vibrant. When you align your physical well-being with your financial goals, you create a powerful foundation for lasting wealth. Taking care of your body is taking care of your ability to earn, save, and enjoy money. As you become more aware of how your body responds to money thoughts, you'll start noticing the specific beliefs that create the most tension and resistance. These are what I call your money blocks, the invisible barriers that keep you from experiencing the financial abundance you desire. Every person has them, and there's no shame in having them. They're simply old programming that no longer serves you. Money blocks often sound like inner voices that say things like, "I don't deserve to be wealthy," or "there's not enough money to go around," or "rich people are bad people." Maybe you hear, "I'm not smart enough to make real money," or "money is the root of all evil," or "I'll never be able to get ahead." These thoughts feel so real and true because you've been thinking them for so long, but they're not facts. They're just beliefs that can be changed. Some money blocks are more subtle. You might believe that if you become wealthy, you'll lose your friends or that people will only like you for your money. You might worry that having money will make you selfish or that you'll forget where you came from. Some people carry the belief that they have to choose between being spiritual and being wealthy, as if abundance somehow diminishes your connection to the divine. There are blocks around deserving too. Deep down, you might feel like you don't deserve to have more than your parents had, or that you don't deserve to have an easier life than others who are struggling. You might believe that you're not working hard enough to earn wealth, or that you haven't suffered enough to deserve abundance. These beliefs create an invisible ceiling on how much good you'll allow into your life. Fear-based blocks are particularly powerful. The fear of losing money can be so strong that it prevents you from taking the very actions that would create more money. The fear of success can be just as limiting as the fear of failure. You might sabotage opportunities because part of you is afraid of the responsibility that comes with wealth, or afraid of the changes that financial success might bring to your life. Many money blocks are rooted in guilt and shame from past financial decisions. Maybe you made investments that didn't work out, or you accumulated debt, or you trusted someone who took advantage of you financially. These experiences can create beliefs like, "I'm bad with money," or "I can't trust my financial judgment," or "I always make the wrong choices." The shame from these experiences keeps you playing small and avoiding financial risks that could lead to growth. What's important to understand is that these blocks were created by your mind, which means your mind can also dissolve them. You're not stuck with these limitations forever. Every belief you hold about money was learned, and anything that was learned can be unlearned and replaced with something better. The first step in releasing money blocks is to acknowledge them without judgment. When you notice a limiting thought about money, don't fight it or try to push it away. Instead, gently observe it like you would watch a cloud passing in the sky. You might even thank it for trying to protect you, because most money blocks developed as a way to keep you safe from some perceived danger. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful tools for releasing money blocks. You might need to forgive yourself for past financial mistakes, for the times you didn't stand up for your worth, for the opportunities you didn't take because of fear. You might need to forgive others who gave you limiting messages about money, who took advantage of you financially, or who didn't model healthy money behaviors. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning what happened or pretending it was okay. It means releasing the emotional charge around these experiences so they stop controlling your current financial choices. When you forgive, you free up energy that was trapped in resentment, guilt, and regret. This energy can then be channeled toward creating the abundant life you desire. Sometimes money blocks are connected to deeper feelings of unworthiness that have nothing to do with money. If you don't feel lovable, you probably don't feel worthy of abundance. If you don't trust yourself in relationships, you probably don't trust yourself with money. Healing these deeper wounds often automatically improves your relationship with wealth. As you work on identifying and releasing your money blocks, be patient with yourself. This is deep work that happens in layers. You might clear one block only to discover another one underneath. This is normal and natural. Each layer you heal brings you closer to your true, abundant nature. Now let's talk about what it really means to think like a millionaire. This isn't about pretending you have money you don't have or living beyond your means. It's about adopting the mindset, the way of thinking and being that naturally attracts and maintains wealth. Millionaires think differently than people who struggle financially, and these thought patterns are available to anyone willing to cultivate them. Millionaire consciousness starts with understanding that abundance is your natural state. You weren't born to struggle or just get by, you were born to thrive. Millionaires know this in their bones. They don't see wealth as something rare or difficult to achieve. They see it as the natural result of providing value, serving others, and thinking in alignment with universal abundance. People with millionaire consciousness think in terms of assets rather than just income. They understand that true wealth comes from building things that generate money over time, not just working harder for hourly wages. They invest in themselves, in their education, in their skills, and in opportunities that have the potential to grow. They think long-term rather than just focusing on immediate needs. Millionaires also think differently about problems and challenges. Instead of seeing obstacles as reasons why they can't succeed, they see them as puzzles to solve and opportunities to grow. When faced with a financial challenge, they ask, "How can I solve this?" rather than, "Why is this happening to me?" This solution-focused mindset keeps them moving forward instead of getting stuck in victim consciousness. One of the most important aspects of millionaire consciousness is the understanding that there's more than enough for everyone. Scarcity thinking says that if someone else has money, there's less for you. Abundance thinking knows that wealth can be created infinitely. When you celebrate other people's success instead of feeling threatened by it, you align yourself with the abundant flow of the universe. Millionaires also understand the power of gratitude. They appreciate what they already have while working toward what they want. This isn't about being satisfied with less than you desire. It's about recognizing that gratitude is a magnet for more good things. When you're grateful for the money you have, even if it seems small, you create the energy that attracts more. Another key aspect of millionaire consciousness is the willingness to serve others and add value to the world. Wealthy people understand that money flows to those who solve problems, meet needs, and make life better for others. They focus on what they can give rather than just what they can get. This service orientation creates a natural flow of abundance. Millionaires also think differently about money itself. They see it as a tool for creating freedom, security, and the ability to contribute to causes they care about. They don't worship money, but they don't demonize it either. They have a healthy, balanced relationship with wealth that allows them to attract it and use it wisely. Perhaps most importantly, people with millionaire consciousness believe in their own worth and capabilities. They know they deserve good things. They trust themselves to make good decisions. They're willing to take calculated risks because they believe in their ability to create success. This self-confidence is magnetic and draws opportunities toward them. Developing millionaire consciousness is like learning a new language, the language of abundance. At first, it might feel foreign or uncomfortable. Your old scarcity programming might resist these new ways of thinking. But with practice and patience, abundance thinking becomes more natural. You start to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You begin to feel excited about money instead of afraid of it. This shift in consciousness doesn't happen overnight, but it can happen faster than you might think. Every time you choose an abundant thought over a scarcity thought, you're rewiring your brain for wealth. Every time you act from confidence rather than fear, you're strengthening your millionaire mindset. Every time you celebrate someone else's success, you're aligning with abundance. Now let's explore the specific power of the affirmation, "I am a millionaire." These 4 simple words contain extraordinary transformative potential when used with understanding and consistency. This isn't just positive thinking or wishful thinking. This is a tool for reprogramming your subconscious mind and aligning your energy with wealth. The power of this affirmation lies in its present tense nature. When you say, "I am a millionaire," you're not saying, "I will be," or "I hope to be," or "I want to be." You're declaring it as a current reality. This might feel strange at first, especially if your bank account doesn't reflect millionaire status yet. But here's what you need to understand. Your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between what's happening in your external world and what you consistently tell it is true. Your subconscious mind is like a faithful servant that works tirelessly to make your reality match your dominant thoughts and beliefs. When you repeatedly tell it, "I am a millionaire," it begins to look for ways to make this true. It starts noticing opportunities you might have missed before. It guides you toward choices that support wealth building. It even influences your body language and energy in ways that attract financial opportunities. The phrase, "I am a millionaire," also works on your identity level. Most people think of themselves as someone who struggles with money, someone who's just getting by, or someone who's not good with finances. These identity beliefs create a comfort zone that keeps you operating at a certain financial level. When you begin to see yourself as a millionaire, your actions naturally align with this new identity. This doesn't mean pretending to have money you don't have or making foolish financial decisions. It means thinking, feeling, and acting like someone who is naturally abundant. It means making choices from a place of wealth consciousness rather than poverty consciousness. It means treating yourself and your resources with the respect that a millionaire would have. When you first start using this affirmation, you might notice resistance. Your logical mind might say, "This isn't true," or "This is silly," or "I'm lying to myself." This resistance is normal and actually a good sign. It means you're bumping up against old programming that's ready to be changed. Don't fight the resistance. Simply acknowledge it and continue with your affirmation practice. The key to working with resistance is understanding that you don't have to believe the affirmation completely for it to work. You just have to be willing to say it and be open to the possibility that it could be true. Your belief will grow stronger over time as you see evidence of positive changes in your life. Start where you are with whatever level of belief you have and let the practice itself build your faith. Some people find it helpful to add feeling words to the affirmation. You might say, "I am a happy millionaire," or "I am a grateful millionaire," or "I am a generous millionaire." This helps you connect with the emotional energy of abundance, not just the financial aspect. The emotions you feel while saying the affirmation are just as important as the words themselves. Timing matters with affirmation practice. Saying, "I am a millionaire" right before sleep is particularly powerful because your subconscious mind is most receptive during the transition into sleep. The last thoughts you think before drifting off have a strong influence on your overnight mental programming. This is why listening to abundance affirmations at night can create such profound shifts. You can also use this affirmation throughout the day whenever you think about money. Instead of letting worry or scarcity thoughts run wild, redirect your mind to "I am a millionaire." Use it when you're paying bills, when you're making financial decisions, when you're thinking about your future. This practice gradually replaces old money thoughts with new, empowering ones. The affirmation becomes even more powerful when you can visualize what being a millionaire feels like. Don't just think about the money itself, but imagine the freedom, security, and peace of mind that come with financial abundance. Feel the joy of being able to be generous with others. Experience the relief of not worrying about bills or unexpected expenses. These feelings are what truly magnetize wealth. Remember, you're not trying to convince anyone else that you're a millionaire. This practice is just between you and your subconscious mind. You don't need to prove anything to the outside world. You're simply planting seeds of abundance in the fertile soil of your consciousness and trusting them to grow into your new financial reality. Understanding the power of affirmations is wonderful, but transformation happens when you put that understanding into action through daily practices. Let me share with you some simple yet profound exercises that will help you embody millionaire consciousness in your everyday life. These aren't complicated techniques that require special skills. They're gentle practices that anyone can do, and they'll help you build an unshakable foundation of financial confidence. Mirror work is one of the most powerful tools I know for changing your relationship with yourself and with money. This practice involves looking into your own eyes in a mirror and speaking words of love, appreciation, and abundance directly to yourself. I know this might feel uncomfortable at first. Many people struggle to look themselves in the eyes with kindness. But this discomfort is exactly why mirror work is so transformative. Start by standing in front of a mirror and simply looking into your own eyes. Notice what comes up for you. Do you want to look away? Do you start criticizing your appearance? Do you feel awkward or silly? These reactions are normal, and they give you valuable information about how you truly feel about yourself. Remember, if you can't look at yourself with love, it's very difficult to believe you deserve abundance. Begin with simple, loving statements like, "I love you," or "You are a good person," or "You deserve to be happy." You might feel resistance at first, and that's okay. Keep practicing with patience and gentleness. As you become more comfortable with basic self-love statements, you can add financial affirmations like, "You are worthy of wealth," or "Money flows to you easily," or "I am a millionaire." The magic of mirror work is that you're programming your subconscious mind while looking directly at the person who needs to believe these truths, you. Your eyes are windows to your soul, and when you speak loving, abundant words while looking into them, you're downloading new beliefs directly into your deepest self. Practice this for just a few minutes each morning and evening, and watch how your self-confidence and financial magnetism begin to grow. Visualization is another powerful practice for developing millionaire consciousness. This isn't about daydreaming or fantasy. It's about training your mind to see and feel your abundant future so clearly that it becomes inevitable. Your subconscious mind thinks in pictures and feelings, so when you regularly visualize wealth and abundance, you're giving your inner guidance system a clear target to aim for. Find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take several deep breaths to relax your body and mind. Now begin to imagine yourself living as a millionaire. Don't just think about the money in your bank account. Create a rich, detailed picture of your abundant life. See yourself in your beautiful home, feeling peaceful and secure. Visualize yourself being generous with others, supporting causes you care about, and having the freedom to make choices based on joy rather than financial necessity. Feel the emotions that come with this abundant life. Experience the relief of never worrying about bills. Feel the joy of being able to help your family and friends. Sense the confidence that comes with financial security. These feelings are just as important as the mental pictures because your emotions are what truly attract experiences into your life. Make your visualizations as specific and sensory as possible. What does your abundant life look like, sound like, smell like, feel like? The more real you can make it in your imagination, the more powerfully it will magnetize into your physical reality. Practice this visualization for at least 10 to 15 minutes daily, ideally right after your affirmation practice. Gratitude is perhaps the fastest way to shift your energy from scarcity to abundance. When you focus on appreciating what you already have, you send a clear message to the universe that you recognize and welcome good things in your life. This grateful energy is like a magnet that attracts more reasons to be grateful, including increased financial abundance. Create a daily gratitude practice specifically focused on money and abundance. Each morning or evening, write down at least 3 things you're grateful for related to your finances. This might be having a job, receiving unexpected money, having a roof over your head, or even just having a few dollars in your wallet. The amount doesn't matter. What matters is the feeling of appreciation you generate. Don't limit your gratitude to what you already have. You can also be grateful for the abundance that's on its way to you. Thank the universe for the perfect opportunities that are aligning for you. Express gratitude for your growing wealth consciousness and for the positive changes you're making in your life. This future-based gratitude helps you align with the reality you're creating. Extend your gratitude practice to other people's abundance as well. When you see or hear about someone else's financial success, celebrate it genuinely. Say, "Good for them," and mean it. This practice helps dissolve any jealousy or resentment you might feel about others' wealth, and it aligns you with the abundant flow that creates success for everyone. Building daily habits that support millionaire thinking is crucial for long-term transformation. Start each day by setting an intention to think, feel, and act from abundance rather than scarcity. This might mean choosing to invest in yourself instead of just spending money, or it might mean speaking confidently about your financial goals instead of complaining about money problems. Pay attention to the financial conversations you have throughout the day. Notice when you slip into scarcity language like "I can't afford that," or "money is tight," or "I'm broke." While it's important to be realistic about your current situation, constantly focusing on what you lack reinforces lack consciousness. Instead, try phrases like, "I'm choosing not to purchase that right now," or "I'm directing my money toward other priorities," or "I'm building my wealth step by step." Working with the universe as your partner in creating wealth is about understanding that you're not alone in this journey. There's an infinite intelligence that wants to support your success and abundance. This universal force is always conspiring in your favor, bringing you opportunities, insights, and connections that serve your highest good. Your job is to align with this supportive energy and allow it to work through you. The law of attraction isn't just a trendy concept, it's a fundamental principle of how energy works in our universe. Like attracts like, which means that the energy you consistently put out through your thoughts, feelings, and actions draws similar energy back to you. When you vibrate at the frequency of abundance, feeling grateful, confident, and generous, you attract abundant experiences. When you vibrate at the frequency of scarcity, feeling worried, lacking, and fearful, you attract more situations that make you feel worried, lacking, and fearful. Understanding this principle empowers you to become conscious of your energetic vibration around money. You can learn to shift your energy deliberately by changing your thoughts and feelings. When you catch yourself spiraling into financial worry, you can pause, breathe, and consciously choose thoughts that feel better. This isn't about denying real challenges. It's about approaching those challenges from a place of empowerment rather than victimhood. Working with the universe also means learning to ask for what you want clearly and specifically. The universe responds to clarity and conviction. Instead of vague requests like, "I want more money," be specific about what financial abundance looks like for you. Ask for the exact amount you want to earn, save, or invest. Ask for opportunities that align with your skills and passions. Ask for the wisdom to make good financial decisions. After you ask, you must be willing to receive. This sounds simple, but many people unconsciously block their good by feeling unworthy or by being so focused on how their abundance will come that they miss the opportunities that are presented. Stay open and alert for the ways the universe might deliver your requested abundance. It might come through a job opportunity, an investment idea, a helpful connection, or in ways you never could have imagined. Releasing control while taking inspired action is a delicate balance that's essential for manifesting wealth. You need to do your part. Educate yourself about money, take care of your finances, pursue opportunities, and make wise decisions. But you also need to trust that the universe is orchestrating things beyond your conscious understanding. When you hold too tightly to exactly how and when your abundance should arrive, you can actually block its natural flow. Divine timing is real, and it's always perfect even when it doesn't match your personal timeline. Sometimes what feels like a delay is actually the universe arranging circumstances in ways that will serve you better than your original plan. Trust that everything is unfolding in the right way at the right time. This trust allows you to take inspired action without the desperate energy that repels abundance. Inspired action feels different from forced action. When you're taking inspired action, you feel energized and excited about the steps you're taking. There's a sense of flow and rightness about your choices. When you're forcing action from fear or desperation, it feels heavy and stressful. Learn to distinguish between these two types of action and choose inspiration over force whenever possible. Maintaining your wealth consciousness during challenging times requires commitment and patience. There will be moments when old patterns of thinking try to reassert themselves. You might face unexpected expenses, financial setbacks, or periods when your income feels uncertain. These challenges don't mean you're doing something wrong or that abundance principles don't work. They're simply part of the journey toward lasting transformation. During difficult times, it's even more important to stay connected to your abundance practices. This is when your daily affirmations, gratitude practice, and visualization work become lifelines that keep you anchored in possibility rather than drowning in fear. Remember that every financial challenge is temporary, but the consciousness you're building is permanent. Each time you choose abundant thinking over scarcity thinking during a difficult period, you strengthen your wealth consciousness tremendously. Celebrate your progress along the way, no matter how small it might seem. Did you negotiate a better deal on something? Celebrate it. Did you save an extra $20 this month? Acknowledge it. Did you pass up an unnecessary purchase and invest in yourself instead? Honor that choice. These small victories are building blocks of your millionaire consciousness, and recognizing them helps maintain your motivation and positive momentum. Create a supportive environment for your financial growth by surrounding yourself with people, books, and resources that reinforce abundance thinking. Limit your exposure to negative financial news and people who constantly complain about money problems. Instead, seek out stories of financial success, educational resources about wealth building, and communities of people who share your commitment to abundance. Continue educating yourself about money and wealth building. Read books by financially successful people, attend workshops about investing or entrepreneurship, and stay curious about new opportunities. Wealthy people are always learning and growing, and they understand that investing in their knowledge and skills is one of the best investments they can make. Make learning about abundance a lifelong practice. As we come to the end of our time together tonight, I want you to know how proud I am of you for taking this journey. You've shown up for yourself in a beautiful way by listening to these words and opening your heart to new possibilities around wealth and abundance. This willingness to grow and change is the foundation of all transformation. Remember that becoming a millionaire isn't just about accumulating money. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts and maintains wealth. It's about healing old wounds around self-worth and deserving. It's about aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the abundant nature of the universe. Most importantly, it's about recognizing that you are already whole, worthy, and deserving of all good things. The affirmation, "I am a millionaire," that you'll be listening to as you drift off to sleep tonight is planting seeds in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Trust that these seeds are taking root and beginning to grow, even if you can't see evidence of their growth yet. Every night that you listen, every time you choose an abundant thought over a scarce thought, every moment you treat yourself with the love and respect you deserve, you're watering these seeds and encouraging their growth. Your wealth consciousness is developing beautifully, and your abundant future is already being magnetized to you. The universe is conspiring in your favor right now, arranging people, circumstances, and opportunities to support your financial success. Your only job is to stay open, stay grateful, and keep taking loving care of yourself as you move forward on this journey. Sleep peacefully tonight, knowing that you are a millionaire in consciousness and that this inner reality is now working to become your outer reality. You are loved, you are worthy, and you are abundantly blessed. Sweet dreams, my dear friend, and wake tomorrow ready to receive all the good that life has in store for you.